Ukraine claims to have made a significant breakthrough in its counteroffensive, saying its forces have, quote, decisively breached Russia's first defensive line near Zaporizhzhia, which is a key region in the south. Now, just a week ago, Ukrainian troops reclaimed Robotyne, a key village on the Zaporizhzhia frontline. The latest reports of an advance would mark a significant boost for Ukraine amid concerns from some of its allies that the counteroffensive is faltering. We can cross now to our correspondent, Matthias Berlinger in Kyiv for more. Matthias, good to see you. Tell us, what does this mean for the Ukrainian counteroffensive?
The southern front, that was where Ukraine was expected to attack and where Ukraine attacked, was of course heavily fortified by the Russians. There are several defense lines. There was a first one, then there was one that is considered the main defense line. Some call it Surovikin line, after the general that has disappeared who was responsible in building that. And it was considered extremely difficult to breach because there were large minefields and there were physical obstacles, tank ditches, so-called dragon teeth, that's little concrete pyramids that prevent tanks from moving on, etc. And if it's confirmed that, it seems to be confirmed that Ukrainians have moved behind this line, but if they can stay there, if they can expand there, then one of Russia's main defense efforts would have been breached, and that would change the situation on the field. It depends then on what the second and third line that comes behind this line, how well fortified they are. Ukrainian intelligence seems to believe that they are less well fortified, that Russia has really put most of its efforts into this main defense line, and that would open the possibility for Ukraine to move further a bit quicker than now. However, it's not maybe that likely that the whole Russian defenses collapse and and Ukraine will be able to move just kilometers. It's possible, but it's not something that you would count on. In the first and foremost, I think having broken through this line that was considered extremely difficult, if not, at least according to what many sources close to Russia said, unbreachable. That's, of course, a huge morale boost, first and foremost, for the Ukrainian troops who are on the offensive. And, of course, the hope of the Ukrainians here is that it will enable them to move forward faster and to achieve at least partly their goal of moving closer towards the Azov Sea and make it more difficult for Russia to supply its troops in the Kherson region and on Crimea via this road that goes along the Azov Sea.
OK. Matthias, I just wanted to ask you about something else. The key port city of Odessa was reportedly hammered by Russian drones on Sunday. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, the Ukrainians have said that they shot down most of these drones, but 3 have hit their target. And it seems that, again, the Danube river ports were the target of these attacks. The Danube river ports are the only ports in Ukraine right now exporting grain. These ships, they leave through the Danube River and they leave directly into Romanian waters, so they're not in Ukrainian waters where they are likely to be attacked by the Russians. That was one of the few safe export routes for grain, besides the land, of course, corridors. But these they don't have the same capacity as the seaports, and it's very clear what Russia is trying to do here. Russia is trying to impose a full blockade on grain exports from Ukraine. That's why these ports and the Odessa region, also the Black Sea ports, are frequently attacked. It also seems that Ukraine has gotten better in shooting down these drones, but not at the same capability as they are, for example, here in Kyiv, where rarely any missile or drone hits their target anymore.
That was Matthias Berlinger, our correspondent in Kyiv. Matthias, thanks so much for bringing us up to speed with all of that.